This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Yay Networks.
You're listening to the Chatty Daddies podcast.
Welcome to the Chatty Daddies,
a podcast with three dads who think they are parenting experts, but always require your help.
And Google.
Yeah, and Google. We rely on Google a lot. And JC, I'm going to need some of your tips.
Okay.
I know you're a coach.
Oh, yeah?
And I am now a coach for my son's T-ball team.
Oh,
Yo,
wow.
You got promoted to coach?
I mean, it's not like an official thing. I'm kind of just inserting myself into the role of coach.
Uh-huh.
So it's not official, like it's not a actual league. It's a group of like 10 kids in our neighborhood.
Okay.
And we just go to the park in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
One of the dads is organizing it and everything like that. It's a ton of fun. Our kids love it.
So it's like the Sandlot kind of thing.
Sort of. And so we're not playing anybody. It's just for these 4-year-olds to run around the bases, kind of throw a ball around, figure out how to hold a bat. It's nothing serious. But so the plates or the bases that they have, it was really windy the other day. And we've only done this twice. It was really windy. So I needed to stand on the base, and the kids would run around and give me a high five, and they would step on the base, and they would, go home. So I stood at third base. Anyways, we were talking, and then the coach said, yeah, just run over there to Coach Nick. And I was like, Coach Nick? I thought I was just Davis's dad, but all of a sudden, here I am, Coach Nick. There's so much power that comes with this. Like, am I in charge of something now? Do I need to break off into special teams? Do I need to be, figuring out how to hit grounders to the kids when they're doing infield practice? What's going on? So I needed some tips from JC about how to be the best coach I can be.
Well, first of all, you're going to need to come up with a bunch of cool nicknames for the kids.
Sport. Hey, Sport. Good job, champ.
Yeah, cool
Skipper.
Stuff like that.
Skipper. Yeah.
Honestly, what I noticed, because I've been on a couple teams before I started coaching my son's team, is that you need to know how to talk to the kids.
And every kid's different.
And every kid is different. So you're going to start realizing which kids respond a little bit better to certain ways of coaching. I mean, there's the yelling at the kids that get pumped up, but you're doing T-ball. So honestly, with this, it is all about making sure that it's fun.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be the parents out there that are going to be screaming. For instance, when I got into T-ball with Chloe and Kason, I was not coaching, but there were parents out there that were not informed that there was no runs being kept and no score. And so I remember one dad loudly proclaiming, "Why are we even here? They're not even keeping track of the freaking score," which some of the kids heard, and you could see their little shoulders slumped, and they're like, "Oh, so it doesn't matter." So make it fun, make it act like they're the freaking biggest superstars in the world, and that's just going to set that foundation for when they actually start playing, actual baseball and keeping track of the score and everything. If you set that fun foundation with everything you do, whether it's football, baseball, volleyball, then the kids are probably going to learn a little bit better. That's what I've noticed in the few years that I've been coaching.
The guy who is heading this up, his daughter's on the team too, and he's great. He's a lot of fun. He's looking up drills and stuff for 3 and 4 year olds. And so that's a lot of fun. And again, it's nothing official, but then after one of the practices, he had a big surprise and he got jerseys for everyone.
Wow.
And so it was my son's first jersey, and it has a number. It doesn't have his name. They just were just throwing them out at kids. They weren't assigned like a size.
still
or anything.
cool, though.
It was so cool. My son loves it. He wants to wear it to school. He's so proud of his team. They're the Cubbies, and he's so proud of it. It's great.
Adorable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with the parents that are standing up and going, hey, when are we keeping score and stuff, am I allowed to turn around and call that guy a moron?
Maybe just like, hey, dude, they're 4.
Exactly.
We're not keeping score of anything.
That's what some people don't realize. Is like these kids are little, and half of them don't even know what they're doing. That's another thing. It's like they're going to be swinging a bat, and they literally just want to make contact with the ball.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters to these kids. And a lot of the time, since we're adults and we already know how to use our body, it looks so easy to us. And you'll see people getting frustrated. When you see a parent get mad at the kid, because that's going to happen too, be that reassurance, pull that little kid aside, get on their level. When you talk to a kid in coaching, this is what I've been told, at least, because I took like a little coaching class. Get on their level always when you talk to them. So you're never looking down on them.
Right. Yeah. You're like eye to eye.
You always get eye to eye and reassure them if their parent ever gets down on them, especially super early on, like what you're doing, Nick, because that, I don't know who's going to be involved in this thing, but there's always that one or two parents that take it a little too serious and make it not fun for the kids. So you got to reel it back for them.
2 different follow-up questions. Have you had to give a pep talk speech, JC? Have you been the guy that has to be like, all right, guys, we're going out there in the 4th quarter and we're going to show them what's up?
Yep.
You have?
I do the pregame speeches for our kids.
Okay.
Our head coach on our football team tends to do the halftime speech. And then after the game or after practices every day, each coach goes and says something to the kids before they head home.
Do you write down what you're going to say like before you even get to the field? Because you're going to do the pregame speech. You know you're going to do it. Do you write something down, or you just do it extemporaneously?
No, it just happens. Whatever comes to your mind, because every game's going to be different. There's going to be little obstacles, or maybe the weather. A lot of times it has to do with weather, and you see how the kids are dealing with the heat or the cold or the rain or whatever. So you just do it to that, and honestly, it'll just come to you.
Yeah,
and you'll see their little eyes firing up, and you'll see what's hitting and what's not hitting.
Yeah, I like it.
We have to hear audio of this at some point.
Sure.
We've got to hear your speech, JC.
You want me to? I could maybe record one when we get back into season.
Absolutely.
Yes, please do. And then I went to a soccer game this past weekend for 6-year-olds. So it wasn't it wasn't extremely organized, but it wasn't horribly disorganized. Some kids were actually making crosses into the box. Like they're really trying crosses. They're not getting off the ground, but they're trying to get the pass into the front of the net and everything. And they were really organized. And then other kids were just kind of scattered all over the place. So it was interesting to see the mix of skill level. And I was wondering, as a coach, have you had to deal with kids that are super focused on the game and then wrangling in some of the ones that aren't focused, just kind of like wanting to do their own thing over on the other side of the field?
Yes.
And how do you do that? Do you yell at them? Do you let them do their own thing?
So what we do on our particular team, and this is something every kid needs to do, or you give them punishment, like go run around the track or go run to the tree and back, which is what we do at football practice. In our team, since they were 5 years old, if one of us coaches yells, "Eyes," all the kids stop what they're doing. They have to look at us, make eye contact, and they yell back, "Eyes." So you'll hear that every time right before practice starts. You'll hear "Eyes," and then you'll hear about 22 kids go "Eyes," and they're staring. And it doesn't matter the skill level or where they're at. It's just when you got to set that authority on the kids.
So you've had your kids the entire time, the same group?
Yes.
And there's been no new additions?
We add a couple kids every season here and there, and some kids leave. Some kids realize football's maybe not for them, and they don't come back. Or
how do you fold in the new group? Do you get those guys to be a part of the group by doing some kind of group dinner or something? I'm just wondering, do kids always welcome the new guy?
We haven't. I think that's a good idea to do the dinner, so the kids can play with each other outside of sports.
Yeah,
just to get to know each other as friends. We haven't done that, but I do think it's a good idea. You honestly just invite kids out to a practice, and hey, come out and run around and see if this is something that you're gonna like. You tell the parents to bring them out, and we've seen kids that come out and it's a little too much for them, or they feel like they're a little too far behind, and maybe our team is a little further ahead than they are in skill base. And at that point, the parents decide, now we're going to go with a lower league, or maybe we're going to take a year to catch up to the size of the kids on the team. And that's fine. And then there's the kids that say, no, I still want to stick it out. And all you got to do is just pull them aside and give them a little more attention and keep coaching them up. And when they get hit, because they will get hit hard, you let them know, hey, everybody cries. Everybody at some point gets hit really hard, and you coach them through it.
Can I relive one of my favorite childhood memories that happened at a soccer or at a football practice?
Please.
So I was not the biggest kid on the team. I was not the smallest kid on the team. I'm just kind of somewhere in the middle, right? And I wasn't the best athlete on the team. I was just kind of there, you know. They didn't really use me a lot. I was just there.
Yeah.
I wasn't horrible. Anyways, there was this one guy on the team. His name was Jonathan, and he was huge. Like one of the kids who's in 5th grade and you swear he's in high school. Yeah. One of those guys. Yeah. And he was a jerk. Nobody liked him. He was always mouthing off. He was just always rude. And I don't remember what exactly it was, but there had been several instances during the practice where he was maybe picking on me or saying something. He just pissed me off. And so there was some drill we were doing, and we're like, you lay on your back, and they blow the whistle, and one of the kids has the football, and you jump up and you have to run past the person. Anyways, and I think he had the football. Anyways, the whistle blows, we jump up from our backs, and I light him up so hard. Like, I'm not a hard hitter.
Right.
I'm not anything. And I light him up. And I think I just hit him at the right angle, the right speed. I don't know what it was.
Nick.
And he went flying, like off of his feet, in the air. It may have been like an inch in the air, but to me, it was like 10 inches in the air, off the ground, like 5 feet back. And everyone was like, oh.
Yeah, it looked like a scene out of Little Giants.
It was awesome. It was great.
You depleted him.
I did.
What we call it in football.
It didn't really put me in the game much that weekend, but at practice, I was the hero that day.
Man, you're right about those jerk kids that nobody likes. We had one before I joined the team that I'm on now. I was coaching a team for Kaysen, and I had to kick a dad off the team in the middle of a game.
See you, buddy.
Kicked him
Bye.
and the kid off the team. Kid, they quit on us towards the end of the season, and then I took over as the coach because the coach stepped down, and and I got them into the playoffs. And this dude shows up with his son to the playoff game. I hadn't seen him in weeks. And so his son, we're in the huddle right before the game starts, and the kid starts mouthing off to me. And he goes, hey, how come I'm not playing quarterback? And I was like, because you haven't been at any of our games in the last 3 weeks, and you also didn't come to practice, and so Alex is our quarterback, so he's going to be playing. And he goes, well, I'm better than all these kids. I'm faster than everyone. This is before, like, as the game's starting. And I looked at him, I'm like, well, I don't know that, buddy. So I'm going to put you at this position, and that's what you're going to play until I tell you otherwise. And he goes, well, my dad says this team sucks. And I was like, okay, I'm glad your dad is telling you that, but again, I could put you on the sideline if you want, or you could sit here and be a team player. And so I get him to play a couple plays. And at halftime, his dad comes up, down from the stands, comes into the sideline. This is a flag football game, by the way, not tackle football. Mm-hmm. And the dad comes up and goes, hey, why isn't my son playing? And I said, well, your son is playing. He goes, well, you're not giving him the ball. And I said, well, he hasn't gone to practice. He doesn't know the plays. So I'm going to try to give him the ball in the second half if we get up. And he goes, you don't get it. My son is better than all these kids. And he's saying it in front of other parents. Mm-hmm. He's saying it in front of other kids. And I said, listen, man, if you think your son is truly better than all these kids and you want to yell it out in front of here, then why don't you guys go join another team? But this is a team. We're working together. We're not an I person. We're not going to have a one-man team. And I would appreciate it if you grabbed your son and you guys just left. Mm-hmm. And he goes, are you kicking me out literally right before the half starts? And I was like, I'm not kicking you out. I'm asking you to leave because you're not being a good team player or setting a good example. And he got mad, grabbed his son, and they left. Never saw him again. Wow. But it was cool because some of the parents actually did a little golf clap.
Yeah, because they didn't like him.
I was like, okay.
They were wanting him to leave in some way.
You know, it's just you got to. Sometimes you got to put people in their place because that dad is not teaching his son how to be a good team player. So maybe he should play golf or maybe tennis, one where he doesn't have to deal with other team members, you know, and everything's on him.
It's Texas. Take up surfing. Go for it.
Go
one man.
Something.
So
one man sport. Yeah.
You're doing T-ball now. What do you know about the game of baseball? A whole lot? Nothing?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know what I do and don't know. I mean, I played baseball probably up until junior high. My dad was a pitcher in college.
Oh, whoa.
And so my dad and my brother know a ton about baseball. I don't know a whole lot. I probably know enough for T-ball.
Nice.
I know enough for this season. Yeah.
T-ball's fine.
So JC, You were telling us off the air one time about how little Chloe, she's been up to something in the middle of the night, and it's just kind of driving you guys crazy.
Guys, it's freaking me out. She scares me a little bit because she's sleepwalking.
Yeah, this is scary.
She sleepwalks a lot, man. And it's to the point where I've caught her actually in the act of walking while sleeping. One time, and it's like she's awake, but she's not awake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she speaks in like these weird tongues when she's sleepwalking. Cause I'll ask her, I'm like, Chloe, what's going on? The fridge, you know? And one time, like she was walking around and she had taken her little night shorts off and her underwear, and she was just walking around butt naked.
Okay.
There's times I found her a couple weeks ago, I found her in my shower.
Oh, no. Like with the shower on?
No, she was just standing in there. I heard something moving and walking, and I got up to go check it and scared the crap out of me because when I turned the lights on, she's just standing there with her blankie, head down. So she looks like the girl from The Ring.
Right. Sounds like a horror movie. For sure.
Yeah, like the blonde ring girl. And she's just sitting in the shower, standing up, staring into the wall. And I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe there's some experts out there, some sleep experts. Not the store where you buy beds, but are you supposed to wake them up? Because I've seen TV shows where they say, do not wake them up. It's going to send them into another dimension and they're going to be crazy. And so I don't like to wake her up. I like to just kind of guide her back. To her room.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm supposed to like shake her awake or what. One time she was just standing next to my face. Ooh. You know, when you're sleeping, and you feel something is watching you. I opened my eyes and she's just standing there.
And what's your reaction? Do you scream? I'd scream.
I didn't scream, but I definitely like,
or like seriously, like I would be worried I'd throw a punch.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my thing, bro. Like I don't want to react in the wrong way, and I feel like her eyes are open, but she's not. She's not there, dude. It's like she's staring off into the distance at times.
Does it happen at like super late at night, or is it like maybe an hour or two after she had gone to sleep?
Most times it's about. So she goes to bed around 8:30, 8 o'clock. And most of the time, this happens around midnight or midnight, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. So it's middle of the night. She sleeps for a while, and then I'm scared of her walking down the stairs. Like, how is she good at walking in her sleep down the stairs when I can barely do it?
You need to put some locks high up on the doors.
Yeah.
So that she can't reach them.
Is it bad? Is she going to outgrow this? I mean, I'm too scared to go on WebMD because I don't want to look up and see, like, is she taking over and I got to have an exorcism? I don't know.
Has she ever woken up during this and gotten freaked out, or does she usually just kind of calmly go back to bed?
She's never come to like where she's Chloe, right? Where she's her little bubbly self. She kind of talks back and lets me guide her back to bed. But no, she's never fully woken up from these.
And then in the morning, is she...
doesn't recall a thing.
No idea.
Doesn't recall a thing.
Interesting.
I woke up one morning, the chocolate, and this is weird because I thought it might have been casein, but the chocolate, we have a little chocolate chip container in there, and they were all over the ground and on the shelving, and I assume was Chloe in the middle of the night went in the pantry and was eating. We've caught her sleep eating, so I figured that was her. Wow. And she made a mess, but she does not recall anything. Weird. Ever.
Now, how long ago did this start, and how often does it happen?
And I would say it started a good 3-4 months ago. She used to do it periodically, but now it's getting more constant, where it happens once or twice a week.
Wow. Whoa, that's too much. That's scary, dude.
I know.
Especially because just like walking around the house with my eyes open, I'll stub my toe, I'll run into the corner or something. Like she could get hurt.
And then one time, I read stories of like where people go outside.
Yeah.
You know, like what if she figures out how to open the door in her sleep stupor and goes outside and is walking down the street, sleepwalking? I don't know if I got to put a bell on
put a latch on the door that's really high up. She can't reach it, or just make sure your alarm is set.
Yeah, exactly.
Get an alarm if you don't have one.
Now,
I do.
There is a comedian named Mike Birbiglia.
I've heard of him. I like him.
He has a condition that's very rare that he has to. He sleepwalks all the time, so he has to every single night be tied down basically
What?
in his bed. So he had a custom sheet made that fits. He can stick his head through, and then everything else is underneath this sheet, and it's a fitted sheet that'll go over the corners of his bed so that he isn't able to get out. Because one time when he was younger, he went to a hotel, sleptwalk, and jumped through a window off the second story and hit the ground and almost died. So that was all while he was asleep.
Dude.
And then so now he's got to do the sleepwalk or the sleep sack thing that holds him down.
I might have to look into that and see if they have it for kids. But you know what we do as parents when our kid does something weird like that? We got to figure out, who do we blame? And so Kinsey and I are going back at each other. She's like, she got it from you. And I'm like, no, she got it from you. Because Kinsey's the one that's known to wake up and have a full-on conversation in her sleep. I'll wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and she's just talking my ear off, and I have no idea what she's talking about. So I think she gets this from Kinsey's side of the family.
My wife, Blair, will say a word every now. I mean, it's once or twice a year. She'll say one word, maybe a phrase, and then that's it. She's done.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
We've heard Chloe screaming too in the room.
Oh no!
Ooh.
That this is where it gets super scary too. Where we'll just hear weird noises. We'll go up there, both kids in bed, and Chloe's in bed. And I know I heard her voice from the room, so she must have sat up and was screaming, sleep screaming.
Now, do you prefer a Methodist priest, a Catholic priest? Who should we get to send over to your house?
I think we'll start it off with the Catholic.
Yeah, there's an exorcism
that's what I grew up with, yeah.
that needs to take place.
So yeah, we'll take some advice if you have dealt with sleepwalking kids. Do they grow out of it? I would like to know that. I wake her up? Is that okay? But I need to know for sure because this is getting nuts.
Also, do Methodists have priests or are they pastors? I don't know.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm Baptist.
Yeah.
We just have preachers.
That's right.
And I'm Catholic, so we have priests.
So we need to get Chloe taken care of, and we want to take care of you. So we've been talking about Care Of for a while now. We love it. Care Of is a wellness brand that makes it easy to maintain your health goals with a customized vitamin plan that helps you feel your best today and supports you long term. I love this because we've all been really confused in the grocery store aisle about which vitamins to buy because you've heard on every TV show and commercial what you're supposed to be taking. But what Care Of does, it's so great. You just take a super short little survey on their website. It takes just a few minutes. And then they send you a custom packets. So each day is all the vitamins you need to take. So you just grab one packet, boom, it's got your 3 to 5 pills that you need to take. Boom, right there. Ready to go. Easy for you to take. I bring mine actually to work. And I have them at work. So they're at my desk. I never forget them. They're right there.
Most importantly, look, you're not going to a vitamin store and looking at the shelving and thinking, is that supposed to go in my body? Am I supposed to take that? Is that natural? Care Of is taking care of all that for us, literally. So if you want to try this out, get yourself going. For 50% off your first Care Of order, you can go to takecareof.com/daddies50. Enter that code daddies50. Again, 50% off your first Care Of order. Go to takecareof.com/daddies50. Enter that code daddies50 as well, and you'll be on your way to taking the right vitamins for you.
Now, I am not a very superstitious person. I think Mercury in retrograde is craziness. Friday the 13th never worries me. But this week, for some reason, April 20th is usually the date I avoid. But then anything leading up to April 20th and past April 20th, I feel like something bad always happens right in those 2 weeks, week and a half. And there's been a ton of crazy stuff that has happened. Missing planes happen. Hitler's birthday is April 20th. Columbine happened. There's been several shootings. And then this year, there's already some stuff going on.
Sure.
What?
Just terrible stuff all over the country. Just the...
just what's been happening
April
so far.
in general, yeah.
Yeah. My grandma passed away on April 20th.
Oh.
So now that you mentioned that, April 20th kind of sucks.
That's kind of my superstition.
2 years ago on April 20th, I broke my foot.
See?
While I was cleaning my pool. And I broke my foot.
And
that was on April 20th?
That was on April 20th, yeah.
Maybe I'm being hypersensitive to it, but That's my one superstition that this time of year I go, all right, let me just not do a whole lot. I feel like I don't want to fly around this time. I don't want to do anything crazy. Let's not go to concerts. Let's not do anything.
Drive in the slow lane.
Right. Well, I'm a pretty slow driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
The slow lane's going to be taken up quite a bit because it is 420.
Do you guys have anything that y'all are superstitious about?
Yes, I do. I have one thing, and it's dumb. Whenever I go over railroad tracks in a car, I pick my feet up.
Really?
Even if I'm driving, my feet go off the pedals for a second, and my wife thinks I'm dumb. My mom, when I was a kid, told me it was something about good luck. So my brother did it for a long time. I still do it. And there's railroad tracks by my house that I cross over almost every day, and I pick my feet up.
That makes you human in my eyes, Nick. Usually I'm like, boy, Nick does everything right. He does everything cool. And then now to know that you have some like weird, like, well, that's what I do.
And sometimes I try to reason with myself, like, okay, this isn't really a train. It's just like it's not like a full-blown locomotive. It's like those just tiny little dinky trains that go around the city. Like it's more of a tram than a train. Like, do I have to pick my feet up there? No. If it's a legit locomotive, I'm going to pick my feet up.
Interesting. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mine just has to do with my lucky number. So it's my lucky number 5. So if I'm going to buy something and it has a number 5 on it, then I know it's meant to be and I'll buy it. I even went as far as making sure that when I was looking for houses, every time I bought a home, I've made sure that the number 5 is somewhere in there.
What's the numbers on your house this time around?
It starts with 5.
Whoa!
Nice.
Yeah. Last house also started with 5. So I don't know. So I'll actually look at the house, and when I would be looking at Zillow, and I would honestly be like, all right, what's the address? It doesn't have a 5 on it. Nope.
Next. When we were looking for a house, I wasn't really getting superstitious, but I kind of maybe got my hopes up a little bit because we were interested in a house that had the same street name as my favorite house where all of my great memories from college was on. Different cities, but it was just happened to be the same street name.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same like address number, but it was the same name. And I was like, this might be meant to be, but the house was crap when we looked at it, so we didn't buy it. Yeah.
And I do have something else that's been happening to me for a few years, but I don't have any connection to it. I don't know why it keeps happening, but from time to time, I will wake up at 3:29 in the morning.
Interesting. Whoa.
And it's the same time and it's gotten to the point where if I wake up in the middle of the night, I will look at my clock and it'll be 3:29. And I don't know if it's just my internal clock is set at that moment to wake up.
Yeah.
Or if it's
something important's going to happen at 3:30.
Yeah, like I don't know what is happening, bro, but it's been happening for a while now. And it's the same time every time I wake up, it's 3:29. I see that freaking number all the time and I don't know what it means.
So I actually, now that you say that, I do have a clock related one. I don't think it brings me any luck. I don't think I'm superstitious over it or anything like that. But I usually notice 12:22 p.m.
Okay.
And the reason why that's an important time to me was because for some reason that was when the lunch bell rang in high school. At 12:22 is when lunch started. So I was always looking for the clock for 4 years in high school. I'm looking forward to 12:22. And now since then, I've been out of high school for a while. It's just like I always see 12:22. And it's like, it's not luck. It's just like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's just a number you know.
Yeah, I don't know what it does for me. Yeah, I just notice it a lot.
While we're on the subject of supernatural, and y'all are going to think I'm crazy.
Okay.
I'm able to turn off streetlights with my mind.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah. There are 3 or 4 streetlights in the vicinity of me. Like I can go and point out which streetlights that if I drive past them, they will turn off when I drive past them.
No, I have 3. To go with you then. I do not believe one
We can
bit.
go and take a tour of the city. It'll take about 3 hours to get to all these because I've lived in Denton and in Burleson and in Louisville now.
But you can turn them off with your mind.
I can turn them off. And one time in college, I drove with my friend to prove this to him in Burleson. We were up in Denton and we drove all the way down to Burleson just to prove that there's this one street lamp driving over a bridge, and I go, that's the one right there. And then as we're driving under it turns off.
Trey, you know you would go so freaking viral on TikTok if you could do this. Because look, I don't believe you one bit.
Sure.
I want to believe you because I have been that idiot that, and I don't know if you guys have done this before, I've tried to use the force to move a spoon.
Sure. You know you can't reach that remote, but you're going to try.
Yeah. I have literally sat there for 10 minutes trying to move like a pencil or a spoon or bend a spoon. I've tried with my mind, and I don't have it, but I really have tried in the past.
If someone has ever used the force, please reach out to us.
I don't necessarily believe that I'm actually doing it. I don't know. I can't do it with any street light. I can't do it on demand with just a random light.
But every time you've tried with these lights, it's worked.
But I'm not even trying. It's just when I get close to it. My presence, my essence says, boy, I cannot shine as bright as Trey. I'm just going out.
If you really want to impress your kids, I mean, all you got to do is look at the other lights to see when they're turning yellow. Count to 3, and then your light's going to turn green. Do that with your kid. I did it once, and it worked out perfectly, where I was like, hey, Davis, watch this. The light's going to change in 3, 2, 1, and it changed right away, and he was like, whoa, cool, awesome.
It gets even easier when they have the countdown clock for the...
Oh, yeah. They don't know their numbers yet.
The crosswalk is going bloop, 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 green.
Oh, it's so good when you can trick kids, and then they start getting smart, and you can't trick them anymore. My kids are starting to call me out with everything I try to do now.
Have you started learning magic yet? I've found a few people on TikTok, and they explain how magic works. So I've tried to figure out how to hide coins and stuff like that. It's not easy.
It's not easy at all, but there's a way to do it. And I used to do it for my kids. You know, like the one I was really good at is where you have a coin on the table and you put a cup, and then you got to slide it to the edge of it, and then it drops into your hand, and then you lift it and it's gone. That trick worked for about 2 years with my kids until my son Kason finally goes, let me see your hand though. And he started calling me. I was like, bro, what are you doing? I'm talking to the magician right now. He goes, what's in your hand though? Let me see your hand. Or if I try another trick, let me see behind your ear. I tried the pencil one, where you're doing this. You're doing you're going to throw the pencil, and then you get it on your ear, and then it's gone when you come back with it. My son's like, why don't you turn your face? Why don't you turn your face real quick and let me see what's going on the other ear? You know, they're getting too smart. Now I can't do the dumb magic tricks I used to do as a young dad.
The other day, my son, he's 4.5, he tried to pull a magic trick on me. So he gets his little gummy vitamin before shower time. And so he got it in his hand and he said, Daddy, guess which hand? And he held them both out. So it's in one of them. And I said, that one. And I pointed at his left hand, and he goes, point at the other hand. I said, okay, that one. And he opened it. He's like, oh, it's empty. Oh, where is it? And then he opened it, and it was in his left hand. Wow, what a magician.
That is amazing.
Pick the other one.
Oh, that's good stuff.
We should do that where we send somebody out to do dumb magic tricks like that, but he's the dumb magician.
Just the worst
tells
magician.
people to choose other things.
Yeah, grab the other one.
No.
Promise.
No, grab the other one.
Pick the other one.
Well, that does it for this episode of the Chatty Daddies. Be sure you hit us up. All the ways to reach us are in the description of this podcast.
The Chatty Daddies Podcast.